So here we have the Ford Kuga ST line power shift, which is the automatic on a 67 plate. I'm going to start off by showing you around the outside of the car, and then we'll hop in and run through some controls on the inside. But from the outside you can see that it's a 5-door car with tinted windows and those lovely black alloy wheels. Let's start off inside the boot and then work our way around the rest of the car from there. So the tailgate on this car will open electronically. You can either do that by pressing the button on the tailgate itself or by double pressing the button at the bottom of the key just here, and you'll see the tailgate will then open up. As we approach the back of the car, you can see we have reversing sensors. This car's also got reversing camera. I'll show you that when we're inside the car. Plenty of boot space as well, along with that 60/40 split folding rear seat. Okay, so we're just going to work our way back around to the front of the car, and then we'll hop in and run through some controls on the inside. And now that we've done a full circle of it, you can see it's in lovely condition the whole way round. Just briefly before we climb in, I think it's well worth seeing the interior from this exterior point of view. The seats are half leather, as you can see, with the red stitching that matches the stitching on the steering wheel in the and the gear lever gaiter as well. Let's start off by jumping inside and we'll run through some of the controls from there. Okay, so now that we're inside the car, we're going to start with the dials. On the left-hand side, we have the rev counter, and on the right-hand side, the speedometer. At the bottom in the middle, you can see the fuel gauge and coolant temperature gauges. And then above that, the total miles on this car, which are 6,036. So the right-hand side of that, it will show you what gear this car is currently in. As it's an automatic, it's highlighting P for park. You can change information displayed above that by pressing buttons on the steering wheel for various different menus and pieces of information like fuel economy and stuff like that. So if you head off to the left, for example, you'll see that there are different trip computers, and you can see your fuel economy on there. And if you go around in a circle, you can actually get, as you can see, a digital readout for the speedometer as well. If we back out to the steering wheel, the buttons I was using a moment ago are these ones on the left, beneath which we have cruise control and speed limiter. On the right hand side we have stereo controls and voice activation for the phone. So hit that button in the middle, ask it to dial anyone in your contacts list, and it can do that for you without you having to take your phone from your bag or pocket. That is of course once you've paired up your phone, which is done on the central touch screen just here. Hit connect to phone, pair phone,
search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
And then just follow those instructions on screen. It's very easy to do. If we go back to the home screen, you can see this car's got satellite navigation. There's a full video showing this working on our website, which is well worth checking out. And it's also got, obviously, the music. So there's plenty of ways to listen to music in this car. If you want to listen to the radio, you've got AM, FM and DAB digital radio. And if you want to listen to your own music, then there's the CD player. Once you paired up your phone, not only will you be able to make and receive phone calls, but you can stream music wirelessly via the Bluetooth audio option just here. And there are 2 USB inputs, so if you plug in devices to those, you'll have 2 extra options appear up on the screen. I also mentioned this car had a reversing camera. You can see that just there. So it's a full colour camera with the guidelines showing you where the car is headed in relation to the image that you see behind you. Working our way down from that, we have the main volume for the stereo, and then we have dual zone climate control, so you can adjust the temperature independently on either side of the car. When you're happy with the temperature, that button will turn the air conditioning on, or you can hit auto and the car will maintain those temperatures for you by taking control of the fan speed itself. You can override that just here, so fan speed up and down buttons are just there. We've got a proper heated front screen as well as the heated rear screen, and driver and passenger heated seats as well. Beneath that we've got a few buttons. On the left hand side we can turn off the stop and start. So this car's designed to cut out when you're stationary in traffic to save you fuel. Hit that button and that will turn that system off. That will open up the boot from inside the car. This one will turn on or off the parking sensors. And finally that button there is the autonomous parking. So again, there's full video showing this working on our website. But essentially this car will steer itself into a bay, either a parallel parking bay or into a normal perpendicular park. Let's say the video on our website is well worth checking out for that one. The last thing I wanted to talk about is the panoramic glass sunroof on this car. So you can see the sun blind is closed at the moment. If we hit that button, it will start to open up. It will stop halfway, hit it again, and it'll open all the way to the back. So that's where the back of the rear seats are. But you can also then open the front section. So that front section will slide underneath the piece of glass at the rear to give you a sunroof as well as the kind of large window area. all that leaves me to say is thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to come and see the car in person and have a test drive, please feel free to call any of our MJA sites. We'd love to hear from you soon.